Hi guys, Kevin here. Well, today is the first day of 2021, so Happy New Year! For dinner tonight, we're going to take some Delicata squash, and an apple or two, a red onion, some sage leaves, and some sweet Italian sausage, and turn them into a really delicious sheet pan dinner. Okay, to start this recipe, first grab a baking sheet. I line mine with aluminum foil for easy cleanup, but you don't have to. And then preheat the oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, next, prepare the Delicata squash. What you want to do is wash it really well, and then cut off the ends. Delicata squash is unusual for winter squash in that it has a fairly soft skin. It's an edible skin after you've cooked the thing. Then we have to cut this squash in half, lengthwise. I'm going to do it this way. There, that was easy enough. And then grab a spoon. You want to remove all of these seeds. They come out really easily. I'll finish the de-seeding work and then come right back. Alright, squash is de-seeded, so now turn each half, cut side down, and slice it crosswise into, half-inch demi-lunes, or half-moons. And I'll finish the other half and come right back. Okay, Delicata squash all turned into half-moons. So now, throw them onto the baking sheet. Put them on one half of the baking sheet because the sausages will go on the other half. And then we have to prep the onion. And you really don't need to watch me do the onion. I'm just going to remove the ends and then cut it in half. Then I'm going to peel each half and cut this into demi-lunes or half-moons. So we'll be right back. I forgot to mention that I'm using a red onion simply because it's going to contrast nicely with the golden Delicata squash. In other words, it's going to look pretty. Here's the squash. Add the onion. Get all this on there. Okay, then grab some sage leaves. I'm going to use, 5 or 6 good-sized leaves and just roughly chop them. Let me zoom in a little bit for you. You could tear them or you could cut them with scissors. Really doesn't matter. And you don't need to chop them finely, just coarsely. And then add them to the squash and onion mixture. Then we're going to add some extra virgin olive oil. Can you see all right? I hope so. Give them a toss. Also, I want to sprinkle these with some salt and pepper. Let me dry my hands first. Actually, I should have put the salt and pepper on first. And just a nice pinch of kosher salt and some grinds of black pepper. That will do it. Okay. Then I'm going to chop up either 1 or 2 apples. Now I think these are Jonah Gold apples. I just bought them like 20 minutes ago and already I've forgotten the variety. How's your memory these days? Okay, and I'm just going to roughly dice them. I don't want the dice to be too small because the squash and the onion pieces are not terribly small. They have a little heft to them. Okay, here's the core. You can chuck that. And I'm not going to add the apples to the baking sheet just yet. You'll see why in a little bit. Now, I am, however, going to prepare the sausage. And again, this is sweet Italian sausage. There are 3 links in here. You could use just 2 if you'd like. And I should mention this dinner is intended for 2 people, just Mr. Fox and me, but it's probably going to make enough for 4 servings. So now what we want to do is dry the sausage. Okay, throw that on the baking sheet. You can't even see. Let me remedy that. Then I'm going to drizzle these with some olive oil and massage the oil over the sausage. It's going to help the sausage to brown beautifully in the oven. Okay, and now this is ready to go into the 425 degree oven for 15 minutes. Then we'll come back and we'll add the apples. See you in a flash. Oh, I should mention that this sheet pan dinner is very similar to the one I made a few years back with pork chops and apples and cabbage. Really delicious. I hope you'll give that recipe a try as well. Okay, now back to this Delicata squash version. I went ahead and chopped up the other apple over here, and now what I want to do is create a mustard vinaigrette, which will go over the vegetables. By the way, this recipe is inspired by one that was published by Sunbasket. It's a food delivery company. And let's see, for the vinaigrette, I'm going to use 1 heaping soup spoon of Dijon mustard, and another heaping soup spoon of whole grain mustard. Then I want to add, I think I'm going to add a little garlic to this. Hold on. Yeah, now I'm going to add some garlic paste. I'm going to add, about a teaspoon of the paste. You could add the equivalent in fresh garlic cloves. Just mince them really well. And stir this in. And then add a splash of olive oil. Stir that in. What's nice is that the mustard makes a, what do you call it? It helps the emulsification. I can't remember there's a word I'm looking for. Once again, how's your memory these days? Okay, back to work here. Yeah, now I want to add some salt, not too much, and some grinds of black pepper. And I think this is a little too thick, so I'm going to add a little more olive oil. So there are really no exact proportions for this vinaigrette. You just want it to be thin enough that you can pour it over the vegetables. And I am going to give this a little taste. Oh, delicious. Wow, perfect as is. Okay, I'll come back when the vegetables are ready. Now I'm going to interrupt this broadcast just to let you know that I took one of the apple segments and I dipped it in the whole grain and Dijon mustard mixture, and oh my goodness, a new taste sensation for me. Really magnificent. So if you've never tried it, one day serve for yourself some mustard and apples. Sounds crazy, but it's really good. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, everything's been cooking for 15 minutes at 425 degrees Fahrenheit. And the onions and the delicata squash are beginning to color. So I'm just going to give them a light toss. I'm also going to flip the sausage. Just do it with my fingers very quickly. Then I'm going to add the chopped up apple to the vegetable mixture. Yeah, I'm going to add all of them. And then just mix lightly. And then we're going to continue cooking until the apples have softened and the sausages are done. That's going to take another 15 to 20 minutes, so we'll be back. All right, we're all cooked here, and I'll tell you, this looks and smells really inviting. So what I'm going to do is move the baking sheet over to a wire rack, and then I want to transfer the Italian sausage to a cutting board. And I'm going to let the sausage rest for about 5 minutes. Then I'm going to slice the sausage crosswise into medallions. Then we'll come back. So before I plate this up, let me just show you everything on the sheet pan. So we have the delicata squash and the cubed apples and the red onion and the chopped sage. And over here we have the sweet Italian sausage, most of which I've cut into little half-inch medallions. All right, we're in the dining room now. Here's my serving. And I can tell you the delicata squash is nutty and wonderful. And of course the apples are sweet and the sage is smoky. And everything complements the Italian sausage. And here's the fire burning in the dining room fireplace. Give you a little quick view of the room. And here's Mr. Fox's serving way over here. And we will be enjoying this meal with some Malbec wine. Well, I hope you'll give this sheet pan dinner a try someday. It truly is delicious, it's unusual, and it's really, really simple to make. Okay, and I will see you very soon with another delicious recipe. And again, Happy New Year! Bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I put the Dijon mustard vinaigrette sauce thing on the side of each plate rather than pouring it over all of the vegetables. I think it works out better that way. Okay, thanks again for watching. See you very soon. Happy New Year. Bye for now.